Today we're talking about the Past King, Future Queen, Part 3 Tempest Trials. For the Book 5 side plot, we have another teaser for an upcoming unit, and it's a new alt for Reginn. I'm unsure what type of hero Reginn's going to be, but we've had Ascended, Rearmed, and Attuned heroes come from these Tempest side stories. We did get emblems earlier this year, but I wonder if they want to give us another new hero type alongside. Whatever new Reginn's going to be called, she has gotten a new lance and a new tech-adorned outfit. Her weapon is the Diverger Wayfinder, and it still has that 4-turn limitation for Kanto. I like the idea of the mechanical horse running out of steam, but when the current Brave heroes have Kanto distance +1 at all times, it is a little strange to keep that feature in terms of gameplay. Now, Reginn will make a new effort into the Kanto power creep though, because even though it's only 4 turns, she now has the new Kanto distance +2. It also has a max Kanto range of 5 spaces, which I believe is a first. In addition, Reginn will offer 4 turns of -1 instant cooldown support. The first King of Nidavellir gives -1 cooldown at start of turn for 4 turns, so I'm sure they can make some fun tactics. For other perks, Reginn has Slaying, up to 14 to all stats, 20% speed as true damage, and 40% DR for first attacks. She also has full DR piercing specials, and the Tempest boss version has Save Their Shell, which self-charges. Do note, Reginn herself doesn't get the -1 instant cooldown. Perhaps that could change though, since I assume with the release version, that's going to have another updated Save Their Shell or just some new passive entirely. I assume new Reginn will be on the New Heroes banner for this month, or maybe next month. If you want to get her, then time to start saving. Onto the actual Tempest Trials. For besting Reginn and earning 50,000 points, you can earn up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 sacred coins. This month we have Ephraim 9 divine codes and 1 wind blessing for legendary male Shez. Sacred seals are Speed and Res Finish and Attack and Defense Oath. The reward unit for this month is Ice Tribe Nils. You can earn a 4-star and 5-star copy. We'll talk about it more later on. First new Sacred Seal is Speed and Res Finish 3. If the unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, grant +6 speed and res, and if special is ready or has triggered, then grant +5 true damage on hit. Finished seals are excellent and easy to use for infantry units. As long as you don't need to be super solo, they are probably the best stat boosters for ease of use. The tier 3 doesn't have the healing aspect, but if you have a special ready, then Finish just grants extra damage for all remaining attacks. It's like having attack speed and res on this version. Now, Speed and Res Finish 3 is actually in the demo pool on Yulia. If you have extra copies, then stacking for +12 to all stats for a budget build is pretty good. If you want +6 to all stats, Summer Vague has Attack and Defense Finish in the A slot. That could be fun. For ease of use, I think any Finish seal is worth upgrading. Next up is Attack and Defense 03. At start of every turn, if next to an ally, grant +5 Attack and Defense field buffs to the user for 1 turn. Normally, nothing wrong with self-buffs like Oath, but they just don't have a lot of practical uses as a Sacred Seal. We have a couple free-to-play sources of the skill in the C slot, and unless you really need a field buff to activate something else, then it doesn't really make a difference if you just used in-combat stat boosters like Attack and Defense Finish or Solo. Technically, you could use it for an at start of combat stat comparison, but ideally, you should just have other field buffing methods to stack with an in-combat stat Sacred Seal. I would only upgrade if you have a specific use for this skill. Last new Sacred Seal for this update comes from the 86 Squad Assault. Squad Ace CH3 grants +5 HP, +3 defense and res. These are flat stats, and it's the same as Squad Ace BX. This is another pure defensive stat spread, so if you want extra HP on your tanks, then not bad if you need another copy.
Ninian and I are ice dragons. Well, actually only half. I know the perfect tune for this festival. Mind if I play my flute?
Ice Tribe, Ice Festival, Ice Skating, Nils is our latest Tempest Trials reward unit. He's another Heroic Rail second timer, with Halloween Nils releasing about 2 years ago. I don't really understand the logic of repeating Grail unit choices, but what do I know? Now, the cooler Nils fulfills a similar niche to Halloween Nils back then. He's the current highest BST dancer in the whole game, and Nils is also a dragon dancer, which could have its uses on, say, a beast team to help them transform. Now, the most recent flip-play dancer was Laura, who is a demote. Despite me using all my free summons on Red to chase Lapis copies, I only have 3 Lauras overall, so if you want to do +10 a non-5-star dancer, then this Nils will be a guarantee in a couple months if you have the Grails. As a unit, this Nils is a Blue Infantry Dragon with 40 HP, 35 attack, 43 speed, 30 defense, and 40 res. He has attack and speed super booms, and you're going to want that for extra attack if you actually want your dancer to deal some damage. Nils should be able to avoid natural doubles from slow units, and his defensive stats aren't that bad. The lack of attack had to go somewhere. The other 2 Nils have higher HP to use for things like Pulse Time. This Nils goes for a higher res focus. With 40 res and being a support unit, I would say ploys are definitely on the table. Ironically, despite having a low by today's standards, 35 base attack, Nils has a super offensive inheritable weapon. The Ice Dragonstone Plus is the same as Flora's Dagger for the most part. For 2 Might Dragonstone, if unit initiates or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +5 total stats, grants a free follow-up attack, and reduce enemy non-special % DR skills by 50%. The only difference from Flora's Dagger is that they did not give dragons adaptive damage against melee units. Dragons naturally have it against ranged, but considering that was part of the effects from the banner inheritable weapon, it's kinda odd they didn't just give it to the Dragonstone. It's not like a ton of melee units have lopsided super low defense high res stats, but it is what it is. Now Ice Dragonstone is hilarious to give it to a dancer with 35 attack and high speed. Nils can use the free follow-up to cancel out 1 follow-up denial, but he would still rather have no follow-up instead. The +5 stats are great, and you can stat refine for more stats of your choosing. Besides the free follow-up, the main trait of this weapon is that 50% DR piercing. Unpierceable % DR exists, but regular % DR is still all over the place, and being able to cut into that is very strong, especially for an inheritable weapon. Nils can go even for another DR piercing skill as an infantry unit, although how much do you expect your dancer to contribute to actual combat? I'm sure it won't be long, but we don't have any other Arcane Dragonstones that pierce DR, and Arcane Green was the only one with a free follow-up option. The Arcane Slaying is great, but Ice Dragonstone certainly makes a compelling argument. For the rest of his base kits, well, it exists. Nils' dance ability is called Play, refresh an ally for another action. He has Res Cantrip, which inflicts -7 res on the closest foe within 4 spaces after using Dance. For buffing, Nils has Spur Speed and Res 2, +3 speed and res to adjacent allies. This is the first time Res Cantrip's on a free-to-play unit since it's only otherwise found on Dual Peony. Spur Speed and Res is on Demo Tanya. We had a single tier for Cantrip earlier, but Nils could also go for a Sabotage debuffing method. Spurs are okay, but they're just so old. If you plan to merge Nils up, he gets +1 HP, speed and res for the neutral nature. For super boons, you can get that +4 attack, or bump up his speed. For certain support skills, extra res can also be appreciated. For free-to-play comparisons, there is one other Dragon Dancer, and that's Halloween Nils, who is green. Halloween Nils has higher HP, which can be better if you want to run Pulse Tie or Imagery Pulse skills. If you want to get technical, the OG Ninian is also free thanks to the Hero's Path quest. If you want a combative blue infantry dragon, we got Nir's female Kana at the start of this year. Nils has more HP and defense, but Kana has way better offensive stats. She also has more BST because dancers have a base stat total penalty. If you don't mind investment, there are 3 older blue dragons, male Kana, Noe, and female Korin. It's a lot of dragonflowers, and some of them have resplendent outfits, but they can catch up in total stats if you want. Even with all the extra stats, only Noe really blows by in terms of attack. It's not really a fair comparison, but if you do have an invested Ninian, then she does have way more HP. If you don't have lots of merges though, then Halloween Nils can fill the role of a high HP dancer, and he'll have decent res too. To be honest, Halloween Nils isn't that old, so if you don't mind the lower defense stat, he could potentially be used for high HP and high res skills. Unless you really care about color or base stat total for arena scoring, then Ice Tribe Nils isn't exactly a huge upgrade if you just want a supportive dancer. For general playstyle, Nils is a dancer, so if he dances as an ally, then job done. Res Cantrip will deploy debuff after dancing, but you could also run the dancer field buffing B skills instead. There are Sacred Seal versions of those as well. For in-combat buffs, you can stack Spur with drives in the Sacred Seal slot, and there are lots of mix and match combinations. There are also Dragon Emblem team buffs as well. For combat, while Nils doesn't have the greatest base attack, his weapon gives 50% DR piercing, which is pretty amazing for a free-to-play dancer of all things. The free follow-up can be used to cancel 1 follow-up prevention, and Nils can use his good base speed to double. Ideally, you could use no follow-up instead, which can also prevent enemy doubles. For a basic counterattack build, Nils can run a Breath type Sacred Seal with a 2-cooldown special. After taking a hit, he can counter with Moonbow, and you can empower this damage with Finish 3 A skills and Wrath if Nils takes enough damage. It's not anything crazy, but if a squisher enemy is relying on %DR, then Ice Dragonstone could be enough to give Nils a shot at KO. If you just want to survive, Nils can use Fury or Squatty Seals to stack multiple stats, not really expecting multiple rounds of combat. As a dragon, Nils can run the Dragon's Wrath 3 Sacred Seal for 20% damage reduction on enemy phase. It also gives true damage, but it's an attack minus foe's res scaling, and well, Nils' attack isn't exactly great. Still, %DR is %DR. For premium skills, Ice Dragonstone is an offensive weapon, so if you want to try and be combative, then you could stack DR piercing effects with Magic No Follow or Tempo 4. Nils could run Infantry No Follow 4 to get No Follow and Warping himself. Then you can run Tempo 4 to have both. You could also run defensive skills like Dragon Wall, Counter Roar, Bulwark, or Guard. Scout can also give Nils protection against specials, at least hopefully. For some other support skills, Nils can run the 1 Tier 4 cantrip, Attack and Defense cantrip 3, Inflict Deals, and Sabotage using the Ruse condition. Nils can also use the Tier 4 Dancer B skills such as Rock Slide or Firestorm Dance. If you want to stack HP, Nils can use Infantry Pulse for cooldown support. Stacking Res can let him run Ploy 4s, and since his base attack is so low anyway, you could run Stronghold or Fortifications. Besides our usual spurs and drives, the Tier 4 wave skills are decent 2-space buffing options. As a dragon, Nils can use even Res Wave D, which will give him Scowl in the C slot. If warping isn't enough, Nils can run Endless Tempest for 3 movement at all times. For extreme mobility, Mercy Wing Echo definitely fits Dancers well, and it allows Nils to run Pass in the B slot. If you have a really strong Initiator Gale Forcer, then Nils can fly into Bypass Warp Bubble, and maybe this refresh can let your Gale Forcer take out the Warp Bubble target. Nils has a lot of mix and match options for skills. I think there are some better inheritable weapons if you just want survivability. Bridal Nils Dragon Bloom Plus gives 80% damage reduction for first rounds of combat. That's pretty dang good. Another option is New Year's Male Kana's Dragon Stone plus Dragon Stone. It gives 20% speed as flat DR, and you can combo this with Lagu's Friend for 20% res as flat DR. Lagu's Friend also can charge up defensive specials before Nils gets attacked, and he can even partially charge Dragon's Roar. If you ran Infantry or Times Pulse, then it can ready Dragon's Roar's 40% unpierceable DR. This is some extreme investment for a free-to-play dancer, but it would be pretty funny. Lagu's Friend would also give DR piercing specials since we don't have a Dragonstone anymore. Overall, decent little Tempest Trials. Another finished Sacred Seal is good to see, and Ice Tribe Nils is our first heroic growth dancer since, well, Halloween Nils. Halloween Nils actually has higher HP, and at max Dragon Flowers he only has 3 less res. To be honest, he may be a better pick if you want to run something like Infantry Pulse. That depends on the HP levels of your team. Of course, if you want a res-focused unit, or you just want higher BST for Arena, then Ice Tribe Nils is the upgrade. Of course, there's also the blue versus green color. This Nils has the Ice Dragon Stone, which is actually a fairly offensive inheritable weapon. However, it doesn't exactly stand out for a low base attack dancer. There aren't really any support-focused Dragon Stones, though you could go for survivability with % DR or flat DR. You will need to summon for those seasonal 4-star focus units though. In the end, a free dancer is always nice for newer players. Unfortunately, without inheritable dances or arcane tier support type weapons, it's almost impossible for a regular dancer to compete with the limited 5-star dancers in terms of support. Nils being a dragon might suit certain teams better, but he also can't run something like Gale Force. He's a fine reward unit, but unless you want to go for extremely premium skills, then Nils is just a regular dancer at base. That's all I got for this video. Have fun with the Tempest Trials, and good luck dealing with that Reginn as the boss. Next up, we're going to go over this month's Ephemera Common Manuals. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.